Hello and welcome everyone to New Moon 2021 Cycle 10. Today I'm your host playerzero and we are continuing with more New Moon Cycle streams. So we have one more cycle to go before we start Blood Moon, and if you haven't played in the previous two cycles, then you can join Cycle 3, which allows you to join into Blood Moon itself. But well, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, so I should explain what is New Moon and how all of this works first. So as many of you already know, New Moon is our weekly round-robin tournament series. So it's a round-robin tournament, so everyone plays each other, but it's also played throughout the week. What this means is that people can play their matches at any point as long as their opponent is around, which hopefully makes it a lot easier for people to participate compared to having a set time where people have to be there. And after 3 New Moon cycles, we have Blood Moon. So New Moon is more casual and relaxed weekly tournament, whereas Blood Moon is the multi-week cycle which has a bracket stage after the normal round-robin week. And the winner of Blood Moon will receive the Moon Master role until the next Blood Moon. And we will be trying something new for this Blood Moon. So in order for people to join Blood Moon, they need to have joined one of the previous 3 cycles, the last one being starting tomorrow, and played a good number of matches in them. I mean, obviously don't worry, since there is one starting tomorrow, you still have today to sign up. So sign-ups will close today at 10 PM PST, so make sure to get in your builds if you want to join, and the format will be standard. So will Blood Moon itself, so joining next week could be a really good practice for Blood Moon. And obviously I'll be looking forward to seeing everyone joining, and hopefully I'll be joining as well. Okay, and without further ado, joining us on commentary today will be Neryth and SoulXCross. Hello guys!
Hello everyone, it is great to be here with you to look at some of these amazing sets coming up.
Hey guys, back at it again as per usual. Let's get these matches going.
Alright, let's head into our first match for the stream with Alrysc vs Desmond.
Alright, Neryth. Immediately, which build speaks out to you the most? What are we looking at? What you got?
So we've got, this is a Gregar versus Gregar mirror matchup. Except it is Chunk Gregar on the right and a 1500 HP Gregar setup on the left that's running Gig Folder. So obviously there's base and kernel force on the left, and then there's just kernel force on the right. So a little bit more firepower on the left at the expense of that 800 HP difference, or rather, actually, yeah, isn't that 700 HP?
Yeah, 7.
So the other core difference is Alrysc has Rush in their Navicast, so they're gonna have a little bit more of a impact against Invis.
Yeah,
but,
losing a defense early is really hard.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to plan around that and either go for a ×2 anger play or cross cancel out of it in a turn.
I gotta say, you know, Double Giga Gregar isn't often seen, but if I were to play Double Giga and Gregar, it would definitely be these combinations of Gigas, base, and kernel force. Mostly because base, I believe, is one of the better Gigas that's other than kernel force in the Gregar version, of course. That being said, I think Delta Ray is really up there too, but it's a lot harder to hit an opponent with Delta Ray than it is to just press A and hope your opponent's not on a broken or perma-hull panel, right? So it's pretty interesting to see this combination. I'm very, very hyped to see base alongside kernel force. That's a lot of guns. That's a lot of firepower, so I'm really hyped to see this.
Yeah, this is this folder that Alrysc is playing reminds me a bit of a folder that you and I play actually. It is an F code, very light on the F coded chips though, so just one of each, Machine Gun 3, Magnum, and Fire Sword. Really just picking them up because obviously they're in code with base.
Fire Sword's actually amazing because it covers 2 different crosses, being Tomahawk and Tengu, all on playerzero Force. And those are 2 crosses that really tend to be a thorn in the side. So being able to deal with both at a whim is really cool here. I wish there was a few more machine gun 3s or maybe magnums in here, because those chips are just way too powerful alongside Erase Man. What do you think?
I feel magnums would definitely be very useful here against another Gregor player, especially someone not running air shoes. So Chunk Gregor, if you can see the kernel force coming out and time a magnum, you can remove almost all of the damage. So definitely magnums, very versatile, very powerful. The only issue is, of course, you have to time it right, which can be difficult, and depending on your connection with your opponent. More cursor chips, obviously, it's hard to go wrong with them, because they are going to pierce and destroy the traps your opponent is running, so that would be anti-damage coming out of Desmond. And you get the boost as well in Gregor with the Race Cross. I am worried that Alrysc might not have enough damage, even with base and kernel force, so this double Giga setup. I do worry that it might not be enough for the simple reason that Alrysc isn't running any SP navies, so Erase Man, Blast Man, Element Man, Tengu Man, Judge Man, a lot of utility. The Tengu Man's good, it's going to threaten Desmond's Erase Cross, but not that heavy hitting in terms of the navies. None of them are SP, none of them have that those juicy damage values.
Yeah, this is something that you and I have spoke about in the past, alongside some other really good players on the server, and it's that not having SP navies in your folder really swings the impact of damage in your folder. Like, it's cool to have stars in there for utility basis, and that can be fine, but there's just so much damage riding on something like Groundman SP or Tengu Man SP or maybe Aquaman SP. Those hit so hard, right? For one chip, it just almost doesn't make sense not to bring at least one SP nav.
So I think the logic here, which I'm familiar with in some of my builds too, is you look at that attack plus 30 and the white capsule and double point, and those can go into Super Vulcan, and the attack boosters can also go into base or kernel force. So there's a triple threat here in terms of what you could use it on. Even the machine gun 3, although not quite as good as the others. So there is a huge threat in terms of a massive damage spike coming out that Desmond's going to have to watch out for. But so those are going to probably compensate for the lack of an SP Navi. But it's all really dependent on those chips connecting. So Super Vulcan can miss, even if you attach the white capsule to it and you hit your opponent with it. If they were in the process of sidestepping, their movement will buffer out, and so the first hit will hit them and paralyze them, and then they'll just step out of the Super Vulcan. So it's not really a guaranteed thing, even with that white capsule attached to it. Base and kernel force, you don't really need to throw a white capsule on either of them, but they are going to benefit a lot from double point and attack plus 30 potentially.
Yeah, well, a lot to think about on both sides. We can theory craft as long as we want, but let's just hop into the match and see how it shakes out. Now, one thing that's really interesting in Alrysc's build that I saw, and isn't very commonly utilized, is Gundel Soul 1, and that's in Star. I don't remember exactly how much damage Gundel Soul 1 does, but I know it doesn't last nearly as long as 2 or 3. But if you can get at least 120 damage out of that, I think that's not a bad trade, especially if you can get paralysis. Like, after a Super Vulcan with white caps on it, you can just pop out a Gundel Soul for that extra bit of damage. That could be really, really big in the match.
The Gundel Soul generally isn't worth using by itself. Obviously, it's going to be comboed with the Kernel Force to remove Invis during it as well. One of the huge counters to Colonel Force is Intas. And we're seeing a charge off here, both of them charge tackling. And a big area advantage coming out on this first turn for Alrysc, but Desmond managing to set up this bubble wrap and safely dispose of Rush here.
Wow, using the bubble wrap in order to go ahead and deal with Rush immediately. Desmond knowing how to play around that masterfully well. But confirming an erasement here is actually pretty good too. Oh, and end of turn bubble wrap comes back. That's really annoying to deal with. But it seems like we have things in hand to deal with that immediately. So I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah, it looks like Alrysc is going to Beast and use a Wind Rack here to deal with this. Desmond is locked onto this one panel effectively. Probably not going to want to step on these geyser panels.
Ooh, Element Man will get a decross here, and the freeze is really good, but you're caught mid-movement. All right in line for the tackle. We'll confirm that double damage thanks to the ice and the pseudo-breaking on Charge Tackle. Say that 10 times fast. Area will not be grabbed back here. Oh, I like the option of chip charging this Gundelso 1 here just to go ahead and do some damage instead of standing inside lava panels and taking extra damage you don't have to. Oh, in the YouTube chat, we do have someone that responded to me. Isabel says that Gundelso 1 star actually does 240 damage. That's really good. Hold on, yo, that's actually not bad. Maybe Gundelso 1 is a little slept on. What do you think?
Definitely the versatility of being able to bring it in star code and just being able to pair it with anything gives it a lot of value.
Yeah, 240 damage. That's not bad. Yo, hold on, that got me thinking a little bit. Situation not looking too great for Alrysc here. The area is just not where he wants it to be. Of course, he did have plus area way earlier, but that was played around well by Desmond. This area grab may grab back the front panels as well, which it does. Nice. Ooh! At the right time, too. Being trapped back there with that combo of air spin and twister would have been really bad. Probably would have been death, actually. Oh, and nice. The lack of shoes means you can't get these charge cross tackles across to me for any damage value. Oh. Okay. How much damage will this do in Beast Over? Is that really what you want to do? You know what? I would do it. I would do it. Yeah, let's do it. I want to see the damage. I want to see the damage. Let's see it. Come on. The ×2 on it as well? Oh my goodness. If this hits, yo, he's really doing this right now. Here we go. But does he know? Okay, double point. All right, I have to hold my TFC because it's base. No, it's not base. It's just death. Through the bubble. Through the bubble. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, he said hold this, man. Yo.
All right, I have to respect Alrysc's decision there to just go for the Beast Over double point White Capsule attack plus 30 Super Vulcan.
Yeah, that is so good. That was damage. All right, so let's think about this, right? After seeing double point, a lot of people would be conditioned to hold on to HCFC. So that could have been anti-damage in Desmond's hand or even Invis, right? Okay, so base is coming. I'm going to hold on to this so that way I can TFC. Nah, it's just Super Vulcan. You're dead. I apologize.
Yeah, Alrysc even got the plus 60 from the double point, not even like a plus 40 from standing on the front. The Beast AI actually stepped back to get the full plus 60. I don't think it would have mattered in that instance. I think that was enough damage either way, but just that little bit extra anyways.
Yo, hold on. Is that Colonel Force turn 2? Oh no. Alrysc! Alrysc, what? What is this game? Okay, Bubble Wrap, not gonna do too much here, but having it revealed is definitely really good for Alrysc. Now we know that we can potentially deal with this if we go into Elect Beast and chip charge away a no chip for that beautiful, beautiful Elect Breath. Oh, and now another area grab will come down here. Yeah, really smart, not pressing any buttons there. Make sure you get down this Erase Man and get the trade in. Gotta mash it out and get the area grab. Nice, nice, nice. Camp down below, hold B to make sure he's not in that row anymore. Very nice. And is that base in hand too? Oh my goodness. So does Giga Plus just mean you draw both Gigas earlier? Is this the secret? Is this how you win the game? Wait a minute, he also has White Caps on the hand. Okay. Air grab will come out here, anti-damage. Okay, but you have to camp forward now, right? You cannot go backwards at all. Oh. Barely in time. All right, holding on to this is actually pretty okay. Any broken panels? No broken panels. Okay. Breaking them early is smart here because by the time the turn ends, those panels should come back. It's cutting it close. Okay, the panels are back, panels are back. That's not the panel you want to be standing on right now, Desmond. Wait, what? Base with plus 30 and White Capsule? That's what we're doing?
No, this is going to be a really painful turn. Desmond might throw up defense here.
No, your invincible's met by the base. What? Okay, but he's safe. He's safe from the Colonel Force. Yeah. Okay. Wow, what a pin. That was insane. Could you imagine? Okay, you want to get the D-Cross here. There it is. Nice. Dodging the P-shot too? Yeah, no, this isn't positive trades anymore. Yikes. Wow. Alrysc. Maximum reward. Yo, that was insane.
That was some amazing play from Alrysc there. Even dodging the charge shots and not letting Desmond take him down to 1 HP. And just even the prediction there, knowing that your opponent sees the Colonel Force coming out at the end of turn, knowing that they're going to front load some defense and just going, that's my opportunity. That's my opportunity to land my other Giga.
Wow.
And the only thing I think that would have made it even more perfect is if Alrysc had drawn that Gundel Soul.
Oh my, yes!
So the base would have snuck in the time freeze counter exchange, gotten to damage and paralyzed Desmond to confirm the Gundel Soul. That would have confirmed the Colonel Force. That would have been the perfect play. But unfortunately, Alrysc didn't manage to draw the Gundel Soul 1.
Wow. So, like, that's why Gundel Soul 1 star is really cool here.
Or actually,
because, oh, man.
Did Alrysc have access to the Gundel Soul 1 there and on that final turn?
I don't think he did. It wasn't in hand. That's the only reason why I think that they didn't go for that. That's the only reason why.
In YouTube chat, Alrysc says, nah, I had it. Was afraid of Aura, though. So definitely just thinking about that other option of a Life Aura being the defense that comes up, right? At the start of the turn. That would have been the other potential counter to the Colonel Force. And it also would have potentially walled out the base as well. So luckily Desmond did not have the Life Aura in that turn.
Wow, what a play. That was insane. We just started this. You can't have crazy matches like this. We just got here. Oh my god. Who do we have next, dude?
Yeah, well played to Alrysc and Desmond there, and I think we can go into the setups for our next set of the day.
I think the next setup is HonorNite versus Shadow, right?
Yeah, that should be HonorNite versus Shadow. And so this is a Gregar versus Falzar matchup, and it looks like it's going to be B-Code Gregar, a pretty popular build against R-Code in Falzar. Shadow loves to run these kind of weird builds here, and you can see, based on the Navicast, this is going to be pretty fun. It is a chip shuffle R-Code. And on HonorNite side, you see this 1500 HP attack max, charge 2. Oh, yeah, this setup, I'm familiar with this. And is an Airshoes Gregar setup.
Yeah, this is definitely old school too.
It looks like a... Is this a bodyguard setup? Anti-navi, anti-damage, anti-sword. I believe this is a bodyguard setup here.
Yeah, this is 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Wait a minute, hold on. What am I seeing here? Like 3 light capsules with black bombs. What's going on here? Hold on, what's going on here? Yo, hold on.
Okay, so this set was destined to be shown on stream. It was made for stream because both of the players here are running some really wild stuff here. So black bombs, HonorNite's black bombs on B-Code on the left side with a bodyguard setup. And then Shadow's humor chip shuffle build on the right here. Alright, yeah, this is gonna be pretty wacky, I feel.
Shadow over here running R-Code with meteors, of course, one of my faves. But I think this is about standard for R-Code. Yeah, this seems about what's usually played. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but that doesn't mean it's not, anything to laugh at, because the damage potential between Bubble Star 3 and Dull Thunder, and alongside all those other chips, with Chip Shuffle, yeah, this is going to get kind of nuts really fast.
Yeah, the one thing I'm confused about is that there is the humor for Shadow here, but I'm not sure. I don't see too much that could be that would be like a huge boost, a huge ×2 boost. Like potentially there's the meteors, roll 3. Not sure what else you could get a lot of value with. So we'll see how it plays out.
The thing about 1600 HP is that if this was like blind setups and not open setups, you would be completely bewildered as to what exactly is going on. Like 1600 HP isn't a common number. Maybe 14, 1450, 15, or like bigger numbers like 17 plus. But 16 means you got some tech or some kind of heat in your Navicast that you gotta prepare for. Oh,
yeah,
really quick.
1600 HP, definitely a really weird number. That's true. That's definitely true.
Really quickly in Twitch chat, HonorNite says, can commentators discuss humor bug really quick? Humor bug is a really interesting bug. If your Navicast doesn't have bug stopper and you have a bunch of bugs, including humor bug, what humor bug actually does is it cycles through your emotions while you're in base Mega Man form. Now, your emotions that it cycled through are tired, normal, full synchro, and anger. Now, when you land on anger or on full synchro emotion, the next chip you would use that has the base damage will do double that damage. So if you have Blast Man with 250 damage, if you're in anger or full synchro, it'll do 500. So as it's randomly flashing through, you're hoping that you get that anger or full synchro proc and are able to go ahead and do a lot of damage.
Oh wow, that was a cheeky play from HonorNite. flying up there to wind rack that ice cube into Shadow. And ooh, yeah, you could see that anger proc come up just for a little bit there and turn. It does have the same visual cue as normal emotions. So you'll see when Shadow has a ×2 anger proc, their Mega Man is going to be a bit more red. And when Shadow has the full synchro boost, you'll see the rings appear. Ooh, and that was a uninstall Heat Dragon landing for Shadow.
Uninstall is gonna be huge here. That means we're gonna see the loss of air shoes and super armor here. I think that's the two biggest ones. Yeah, just air shoes and super armor. And it's impossible for Gregar players to get that back because we don't have anything like Hub Batch Giga. So you're playing the rest of this match without those shoes. Not the biggest end of the world, but it does make it a little difficult to react to certain things.
Sanctuary coming down for Shadow here. And unfortunately, HonorNite doesn't have time to, well actually Shadow can camp that front as well. So yeah, no way to pop that bubble wrap there.
Yeah, these Sanctuary panels are definitely going to be annoying. Oh!
And you can see Shadow there has that full synchro ring, indicating that he's got a ×2 proc.
Okay, this is very interesting. This cube is going to go flying across the screen really quickly.
Oh no!
No! Yo! I can't believe that just happened. Charge Tackle has invulnerability frames, so after a certain amount of time, there's literally nothing you can do about it but just lose out on a bunch of... Wait a minute. I see the combo. Throws out the Black Bomb, goes for the Step Sword. Yes, you need the second White Pill. Oh, this is big brain. Oh, this is huge. Does running into the Black Bomb trigger Bodyguard?
I don't think so. I don't think charging into it would, and I don't think HonorNite will be able to like actually get under their own Black Bomb with this field, at least on this area.
Oh man, yo, okay. This is huge right here.
Oh,
what just happened? Oh, he got shot. But what happened to the Black Bomb? No, I'm so confused. So confused.
I feel like it looks like the Black Bomb was destroyed right there.
Oh, Bodyguard. Bodyguard counts as an object. That's what it is. Bodyguard is type 1 object, so it gets rid of... I can't believe I almost forgot that. It can't exist with Black Bomb on the field. That's so crazy. Wow.
That's very interesting.
Oh, wow. Look at that. As I bring it up, HonorNite actually says the same thing in Twitch chat. That's hilarious. Ooh, nice juice recovery here for Shadow. Oh, into ×2. Yeah, that. No, that was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no. I knew the second you got hit by that there bubble, it was clipped. I want to see that combo one more time. I feel like there was something there, you know? Using the Step Sword to like step under the bomb as it lands to proc it, but it's also bait. Oh man, that's borderline genius. I want to see this combo. I don't think we saw it in this final form.
Ooh,
Wow.
lost an SP on grass. It's going to be a huge 500 damage hit right off the bat.
Ooh, the movement.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was
Nice shield.
very smooth movement from HonorNite. Dodging that bubble star ended up being huge because that was ×2 Doll Thunder 3.
Bubble stars is usually very hard to dodge, but when you have enough room and you can see it coming, and of course, the lack of lag would help, you can step around it fairly easily because you see the pattern in which it's moving. But it's with less area, oh, forget about it. It's too fast sometimes. Okay, I see what's going on here with the hand. Oh, fast gauge. That's going to be really... Oh, the shield! So good. Shield getting tons of value here, blocking 2 charge shots already.
Ooh, and HonorNite might be able to get value out of this grab banish in this turn.
He went to shield the anti-damage! What a savage! Yo, what a savage! Yo, oh my goodness. Alright, Shadow, I see you out here.
Completely unnecessary Shadow, just being a little bit extra.
Had invisible, right? Couldn't even get hit by it, but I'm just gonna flex real quick. Like, yeah, you never had it. Sorry. Alright, things aren't looking too great for Shadow, but HP differences don't really mean much, especially if you remember the first match, right? It was like, what, 2100 to basically 0?
Ooh, this is going to be an Erase Man handoff.
Oh, I like that. Erase Man handoff. That was smooth. Okay, Neryth. I'm stealing that.
HonorNite triggering that Erase Man manually there instead of letting it time out.
Parts of the bodyguard program advance are making their way into the hand, but this is a really clunky hand to look at, you know? Gonna have to take that anti-damage just in case something happens. You got a couple more in the folder anyway, so it doesn't really hurt to take one now, just so you can see some more chips in the folder. And SoulXCross, of course, getting a ton of value here because of that ability where you see one more custom in the next menu. Being able to get these extra chips in the hands is essential to the strategy that HonorNite's trying to lay down here. Nice movement, dodging most of those machine guns, and roll will reclaim some HP here whilst doing some damage, of course.
Ooh, yeah, there's a bug fix there.
Bug fix is a really interesting battle chip. Being able to fix any bugs that you have on your side of the field at a whim through a battle chip is pretty strong. You know, not having to run bug stop in your net because 2 means that you're fitting in a bunch of extra value in terms of HP or things like chip shuffle, for instance. But one thing I don't like about it is you're effectively turning off your humor, which is a bug, of course. Barrel force plus 30? Oh, well, Sanctuary is going to go ahead and eat that.
That area grab, this bubble wrap, everything coming up here to mitigate this kernel force. Ended up doing only like 200 damage, or a little bit less than that, I think. Shadow just had a perfect turn to deal with this kernel force.
And we see the semblance of some combo here. Gonna go ahead and get this paralysis from this mega chip, of course, which will allow the setup for the black bomb to happen. What would be interesting is how exactly do you trigger this black bomb here? Are you gonna chip charge to activate it?
Ooh, Invis blocking the Proto Man SP here.
Fast Gate's not doing any favors either. This means a whole turn of basically nothing happening. But Black Mom is in play now. And there it is. We see Step Sword once again. And the program advance for Bodyguard is here as well.
I am not 100% sure, but I think Shadow does have an Anchor proc available still. But did not manage to remove HonorNite's anti-damage there. And now there's going to be a Bodyguard, just like you mentioned.
Nice. Gonna go ahead and get nice damage out of the beast charge there, but not going to get a confirm off the Black Bomb simply because you do damage with the charge. And there's no white capsule on it, so unfortunate.
No. This could be a rough situation here. HonorNite coming up to the end of their folder here, running out of chips. Meanwhile, Shadow still has this Sanctuary, so all the holy panels here.
This will be fine though. I think if you can just do a little bit more chip damage, you can get that kill with Bodyguard, but it's going to be much harder to set up, obviously. Oh, but the Life Aura is here, and that means you will not be able to go ahead and get through with any of your damage. Yeah, this is looking like a game 2. Oh, game 3, excuse me.
Yeah, definitely a Holy Aura wall out here. Can be really tough for HonorNite to deal with. Don't think HonorNite has any options left.
This is a testament to the strength that is Holy Aura and why people will always go out of their way to run Life Aura U or Sanctuary Z in their folders, even if they're off code. You get to see that without a way to stop it, how just overwhelmingly powerful it is as a defensive setup. Like, there's nothing he can do now with no Wind Rack, no Elect Beast to even crack panels. It's just a tough situation to play around with, and you have to have outs for it or have plans for it in your folder, which is what makes Wind Rack so universally used.
Yeah, so the way the Holy Aura interaction works is normally Life Aura will negate any damage below 200. Ooh, good Bubble Star, Dolph Thunder combo coming out from Shadow here. Still has a little bit of damage to throw at HonorNite. So normally it's 200 damage hit, or below a 200 damage hit will get blocked by the Life Aura. With a Holy Panel in play, your Life Aura will instead block anything, or yeah, it would negate anything below 400. So it doubles the effectiveness of the Life Aura.
Nice, Wind Rack can go ahead and do some. Oh no, that wasn't even Wind Rack damage. That was collision.
Oh no, that was tragic right there. The Wind Rack not connecting for Shadow, that would have been a huge chunk of damage considering it was on Erase Cross.
What's gonna happen here is we're gonna go to Damage Judge. Now, the thing is, neither player has any recovery in their folder. So right now, oh, actually, that's not true. Shadow does have recovery in their folder with Roll, and he has triggered Roll once. So right now, it seems like the advantage is for HonorNite, simply because of the Damage Judge.
Shadow not out of chips yet, so it's a bit more to throw out here. And that looks like it's going to be it.
I think this will go to HonorNite because of the healing from Roll, which will end up in the game 3 situation anyway. There it is. HonorNite finding his way back in, even though exhausting all resources in their folder, still able to manage to catch up and not win to get that game 3. Really close set on that game 2 there. It was looking really slim for your boy.
Ooh, Protoman SP connecting here at the very start.
Wow. Well chosen chip selection here by HonorNite. Having the grab banish, knowing this area grab would most likely come out turn 1, especially since Saddles is running a good hearty amount of them. I think he's running 3. Well, not as hardy usually, but still having the read on that, really making a difference here, and ending the turn with it invisible, really nice. This is a bit of a weird hand for HonorNite. You do have this anti-damage though, so you can block something like Judge Man, of course. Or a grab banish if that was in hand as well. Now this area grab is gonna be very useful for reclaiming all of and keeping this area that was well fought for. The freeze here will allow for a follow-up, but Shadow doesn't seem to have much. Oh! Waiting for a counter hit! Ooh! That was nice. Baiting out shield thanks to the machine gun and going for the step sword with the optimal spacing. Okay, HonorNite. That was wild.
Yeah, you love to see that step sword.
What's really beautiful about step sword is that if you have slash, you can still chip charge it, so it can still ray out, which is really cool. You fool! That was just the after image. I'm really over here. That was pretty funny. Oh man, I like this full cust. You know, full cust is supremely powerful, but I'm noticing that most players, including myself, use it for the surface level strategy. Let's go into dust, full cust, and then go ahead and get into our next turn's digging. But one way I love to watch, and this is why I love watching Salad play, I love to see when full cust is used after an SP Navi or a huge combo, right? Salad often would go for something like Aquaman SP, deal a ton of damage, and then end the turn. Like, that is so big mentally, and then, like, the damage that you put out without being able to respond, it's just so smart. There are so many ways to use full cust to your advantage, and you gotta just learn how to use that chip, I guess. I don't know.
Huge defensive turn from Shadow here. HonorNite not able to squeeze any chips out. Nothing they can really do there. Kind of just waiting for Shadow to become a little bit more vulnerable here, so that they can try to knock off this last 136 HP.
Honor decided to just run back with what they have in hand. No reason to really switch up or change anything. Sanctuary not doing a whole lot for you anymore since you're so low on HP. It will protect you for some straight hits, but... Ooh, good movement. Oh! And just like that!
Lord.
Yo! What? Yo, and just like that! What HP? Where? Yo, double bubble into the ×2 Doll Thunder. That was insane. Wow. The humor said, nah, boy, we still here. We can still win this.
That was not a double bubble. That was a triple bubble because HonorNite ended in bubble, right? So there were 3 hits there, I think, from the bubble star.
Oh, you're right.
So the second hit, so the first hit bubbled HonorNite, the second hit de-bubbled HonorNite, and then the third hit bubbled HonorNite again.
Wow, that's insane. And then the ×2 on the Doll Thunder 3? Oh, wow, that was insane. That's a clip if I ever seen one. And we see the Beast Over out now. Gonna have to have something to prevent this because these panels are coming back. Oh, no. Dang. Really close set. That was insane from both players. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, sadly for Shadow there, tragedy struck in the form of that Colonel Force, the beast over Colonel Force. But
You know
definitely
what?
well played to both players there.
Yeah. That was really good. Really good play. Man, these matches, we're 2 matches in, Neryth. There's still a whole bunch of other matches on this list that we have to get through. What's going on today? Every time we run this stream, dude, there's something bigger and badder happening. This is too much Battle Network, bro. Wait, maybe there isn't such a thing as too much Battle Network. Maybe we need more.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Just keep going. Pile on the Battle Network.
All right, brother, who we got next?
Yeah, I think we can move into setups for the next set of the day. And that should be Symes versus Alrysc. So it looks like a Gregar versus Gregar matchup here. We have seen Alrysc's setup already today. It is that F code with the double Giga. And ooh, this is interesting. Symes not playing Chonk Gregar for once. I say for once. I want to give Symes proper credit here. Symes does play a decent range of setups and builds.
Yeah, that's very true. In fact, Symes, if people don't realize, was originally a Falzar player. So it is unique. He does play a lot of different builds.
And this is pretty interesting. This looks like a kind of a soft T code. I mean, this is obviously, because it's Gregar, you can kind of get away with running not too many chips that are on code. You kind of just go for really heavy star code chips and rely on the beast charging, which kind of looks like what Symes is planning to do here. Double panel grab, 4 area grabs, 2 wins. Oh, okay. Okay, I kind of see what's going on here.
See, it's really, really strong. For any player not running float shoes, Symes' build is gonna give you a tough time. That's to say the least.
Double wind, double coming road. So this and then a mag coil as well. So this is a pretty interesting build, and it's got the T code SP navies as well.
What's really interesting, and this is something that I'm gonna be looking out for, is that you can throw that wind after a panel grab in the center and putting a wind in the centermost panel. Most players will basically be unable to retreat from the very side of their boards because of the wind constantly pulling them forward, right? So you get put in a really, really tough position with just that configuration. There's also other things here with the mag coils, with the coming roads. It's gonna be really interesting how Symes puppeteers his opponent.
Yeah, definitely very interesting build. Especially, and I love the double panel grab, 4 area grab setup. It does work perfectly for setting up these odd areas and then having the wind and coming road. Basically all these area traps, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Alrysc deals with it. Because Alrysc is not running float shoes and is playing Gregar, so has less options to deal with stuff like the wind. And then the mag coil really just pull people into the area trap. So even if you set it down and they're not standing in an area where it would catch them, you can just force them into it. So there's a lot going on with Symes' setup, and you can be curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna head into that right now. But before we do that, we do have a donation from Zai. Oh, Zai even left a message. It says, I'm sick as a dog and can't really stick around right now, but here's 15 because I donate every stream. Good luck with the matches, friends. Airspin hype. Thank you so much for the donation, Zai. I really appreciate that. But without further ado, let's hop into this match. And there we have it immediately as the turn starts. Panel grab and that wind there. You can just basically set this up however you want it. But the thing is, it can be hard denied, right? You don't want your opponent stepping forward. And the cubes do get in the way with this. So charge cross going here is actually the smartest thing to do. So you can immediately try to get rid of these rock cubes. At least the one on your opponent's side, right? Because that's what's going to be really messing with the build here. The loss of area is not the biggest deal for this setup. But the end of the turn really does seem like a situation. Oh, did he get it? No, I don't think so. That's invulnerability frames.
No, I think this will connect.
Okay.
And yeah, it does. So Alrysc's feet haven't left the ground yet.
I understand. Oh! Yo, the dodge on the machine gun there was so smooth thanks to that charge tackle. Easily able to step around that and reclaim some areas. Okay, now this area configuration is much worse, right? Losing those front two panels might be problematic, but if Symes can condition movement here, this might actually be way worse for Alrysc.
Oh.
I wonder what it took.
Yeah, that might be worse.
Okay, nice. Area grab will come down before the movement happens. Ooh. Okay, this is actually really good. Very ideal for Symes. Oh, and well timed. Ah, that was sick. Alrysc going for the V-charge here and catching Symes as he moves up to get that next, that extra charge shot there. That was really, really awesome. I love the flex that he does before he does the actual attack.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavy hitter, so having this wind up. Oh geez, Alrysc cancels out of it, goes to slash piece. Symes connects with this Tomahawk SP, sneaks it under this trap.
And here we get to showcase one of the secondary effects that isn't listed in the card text on Tomahawk Man SP. It will remove conveyor belts for some reason, as being a part wood. Oh, and base is doing a massive amount of damage.
Symes does have the slow gauge in hand here, but does not want to pop it on this turn. Oh! Oh jeez. So Alrysc is actually locked out of that top row there for as long as his panel grab will be around. Thanks to those back two conveyor panels still existing, they will not be able to get to the top there. So they'll have to rely on something like their Super Vulcan or Wind Racks or something else. And here come the... Oh, geez, the Kernel Force. There's a bit of a delay here.
Nice. The defense on this was insane. Using the panel grab to go ahead and neutralize one of the soldier rows, and then stepping all the way forward with the anti-damage. Excellent placement. There's now nothing that Alrysc can do. Stepping over to the right will result in the same thing of being trapped in those front two panels. Yeah, Symes, that was really ballsy going ahead and sticking up over there. Oh, and the panels are back. Oh, but going for the lock again. Nice. This is perfect for Symes here. How does Alrysc adjust for this? This is insane. What?
The area threats and these conveyor traps, they just keep coming. Symes getting such insane value out of both coming roads.
Wow, oh my gosh, what is happening here? Beasting out, going for the beast charge, excuse me, with the slash cross here is actually pretty good value. If you beast charge and hit the center of the X, it will hit twice, doing 440 damage. I'm not sure if it definitely will kill. It will definitely put Alrysc into undershirt range. Oh, but beasting over was so smart here. The grab revenge will deal a decent amount of damage. Oh, actually, no, the anti-damage will take care of it. Oh, no! Using Colonel Force here!
Ooh, that Gundel Soul 1.
My
there for Alrysc.
mind right now. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Neryth. Gundel Soul 1, dude! Oh my goodness. Gundel Soul 1 start? Have we been wrong? Have we been missing something this whole time?
Nah. You know, it's interesting though. It is interesting to consider. Because you can definitely take it into so many different builds, so many different hands.
Because of the configuration of the field, Alrysc is unable. Oh man, and missing the circle gun. So looks like Alrysc was able to make it out. Both players not ending the turn there. Wow. Waiting for Alrysc to step forward just to get that T-cross with Element Man. Trying to get as much value as possible. But the way Alrysc ended this turn here is pretty tough.
So Symes chose not to use their Element Man at the end of that turn right there. And we're also seeing Symes' float shoes here, giving them a lot of value on these ice panels, letting them position however they feel.
Oh, dodging the wind frac. Knew something was coming, backed off immediately, and the grab revenge with the panel grab in hand will deny this grab revenge almost entirely, thanks to his anti-damage, of course. Oh, good movement downward too.
Ooh. Blocked that panel grab there.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. This Mag Coil will position Alrysc in a way that will allow Symes to basically land down whatever he wants as a free follow-up. You know, I'm really interested in the reasoning of not adding Ice Seed to this folder. Ice Seed with a fan and a panel grab is basically a lock within itself. Or even like an Aqua Dragon Tecton. Desmond will whip here because of no area grab out of Alrysc, but this means locking down extra movement.
Ooh, and this wind is gonna knock off the life aura there. Ooh, Symes took that beast charge off the holy panels, unfortunately.
That charge start was so perfectly placed in order to remove that anti-damage. I call hacks. That was luck. Nah, it clearly wasn't luck, obviously. Stepping in at the time and right time was just typical for Symes. Being able to read when the iframes end for the intangibility after taking a strong hit. Something everybody has to know.
And here comes the Slash Beast for Symes here, and Elect Beast for Alrysc. Ooh, trapping Symes in here at front.
Interested in seeing what the follow-up Alrysc has is maybe it's Super Vulcan. Nice.
Ooh, and
Really?
Symes
Stepping in there?
that.
Oh no, it was base. With only 1 HP, yeah.
Yeah, very well played for to Symes right there. Even timing the that Slash Beast charge. because of what was going on, the interaction between the conveyor panel and the wind, Alrysc was kind of bouncing back and forth there, so there was a chance that Symes might have mistimed the Slash Beast and missed it. But I'm just waiting for that proper timing, managing to connect that massive hit.
I like waiting for the anti-damage here, but I would have TFC'd it just because I know I have Circle Gun in hand. Maybe it's fine. You know, okay, you know what? Maybe it was a read from Symes because he noticed that Alrysc was camping center quite often, so he didn't want to rely on Circle Gun in order to remove that anti-damage. I think that was the right call.
Both players layering a bit of defense on here. So I'm sitting on this recovery 300. I'm gonna wait until end of turn probably. Ooh, it's a little bit of extra damage will make the recovery 300 more worth it.
Both players basically sitting on max HP still, well into the second round. This is really impressive for Alrysc too, and there it is, the beast charge does connect, but I do believe there will be a cross change here. Simply because of the lack of movement, you don't want to be trapped in this while Symes is just setting up shop.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity for Symes to drop this area grab coming road combo and just trap Alrysc again. And I'm not sure if Alrysc will tap out of the charge beast here and do a cross cancel. Ooh, Elect Beast.
The damage is taken care of on both sides here. Coming road does come out as well, but Erase Man will lock down Symes and allow for some kind of follow-up as well. Maybe a Super Vulcan, we don't know what's in the hand. Oh, it can't be Super Vulcan, we saw a machine gun.
Ooh, so that area grab from Alrysc does stop them from being trapped here.
We wanted panel grab on the side. A panel grab on the side would have meant that Alrysc literally can't deal with moving to a top or bottom row.
Yeah, but it would have left Alrysc pretty safe there against SoulXCross. So the center panel grab from Symes does still let Symes step up in order to land these slash charge shots.
Yeah, Symes does have to think about winning the match in terms of damage as well. So yeah, of course, that makes much more sense than what I was thinking. Panel grab in the center will allow these slash charges to come down and allow him to pressure in that way. Of course, Symes can also just set up another coming road on the side, or, you know. But we do see Sanctuary in hand and going to... Oh. Grab Revenge. Double point Grab Revenge. Ooh, that's really bad. Ooh, that's even worse. Okay, so people watching, double point is not usually the thing that you want to kind of like throw something like a Grab Revenge or an area grab afterwards, because then the double point won't attach itself to your damaging chip, right? So basically you want to use double point, then immediately follow up with, let's say, Tomahawk Man SP or Super Vulcan, for instance. But if you double point and follow up with area grab, you lose the double point.
Symes landing a disgusting number of Elect Cross charge shots on that last turn, just whittling Alrysc down, even on these holy panels.
The thing about Gregor charge shots is most of them are line nukes, and it does become a read on the movement of your opponent and how to land them, because they could just run up or down and dodge. Ooh.
So this is probably the end for Alrysc here.
It was Super Vulcan. No Windrak left over to deal with this aura as well. It can still be doable. Okay, so if Symes doesn't cross change here and he just continues to hold this B button, Alrysc is gonna get lit up with at least 3 shots before he can even think about moving. Oh, okay. Going for the grab regen finish.
Oh,
Oh no. That'll do it. Ooh, get that down there. One internet theme in here? Yes, sir. I like the way this ended. that was pretty spicy.
Well played to both Symes and Alrysc there. Some very interesting area plays coming from Symes. And then
yeah, Symes was definitely on fire.
That double area punishment chip combo at the end there. One just to throw into your opponent's defense, and the second one to time freeze counter with. So it was either going to be that grab revenge or to judge man, either one punishing with a multi-hit. So definitely well played to both players there. And I think with that, we can head into the setups for our next set of the day.
Next up, we do have SoulXCross. Oh, it's me. Shirona versus SoulXCross here. This is going to be an interesting match.
Yeah, so it is a Soul versus Shirona here. And this is going to be a Gregar versus Bowser setup. And, oh, this is a 1450 HP setup. Soul, what's your, this build... I usually run 1500 HP with Gregar. 1450. What are you sacrificing in there?
Okay, so this is actually a variation of the famous Nugget Cust. Now, the Nugget Cust is full shoes with beat. So where you see Rush into HP plus 50, that would usually be beat. But I swapped them out for Rush and an extra HP plus 50 because I believe that Rush is a bit more pivotal to the game plan for F-Code. But this configuration allows me to fit in shoes and 2 custom plus 1s, which allows me to go ahead and get extra cust in the main menu so I can go through my combos a bit more efficiently, right?
Oh yeah.
It is a load automation though.
Yeah, I see what's going on here. So yeah, that Rush is going to be pretty clutch for you and the specific build. Because Machine Gun 3 and Magnum, so off the big heavy-hitting cursor chips in F-Code, they are going to be countered by Invis, while they will be countering traps. So you want to make sure that your opponent doesn't have access to a full 3 Invis. And
you know...
yeah, go ahead.
Rush is definitely in there for dealing with the invisibility and me being unable to interact with that necessarily. But another thing that really helps this build out is those white capsule too. I have 2 copies of those. A white capsule allows Machine Gun and Magnum to combo off of each other. So you want to place the white capsule on the Magnum and then Machine Gun afterwards, preferably if they're in the center row. And then you can just kind of guarantee 400 damage off of the Machine Gun after a Magnum drop, right? So it really helped out with that kind of strategy. Also being able to lock down Magnum into Fire Sword, or base having a White Capsule on it with a Machine Gun follow-up is also equally devastating. White Capsule really just allowed the combos to work out much better. Shout out to Salad for that advice on adding that.
Yeah, definitely White Capsules do have synergy with the different F-Code chips. And it looks like you're packing the T-Code SP Navies, got that extra anti-Gregar tech there. Not going to have too much value here against a Falzar player, but still a huge amount of damage. And then looks like on Shirona's side, we have a J-Code Falzar build here with Desk Pulse, recovery 300s, a couple of extra Pulse 2s, just to throw in for comboing with Windrax. And then looks like Judgeman SP as well, so gonna get that 190 damage whip, and I believe the 40 damage books out of it. And then the rest,
Now,
a lot of utility.
yeah, Shirona's setup is actually really strong. The Tango is pivotal, I feel like, in this build, especially because of that factor of gaining the HP back, but also the barrier on top of it, right? And it's something that is kind of really hard for even my build to deal with, right? Because now, if I want to gain kill with base, I have to sweet spot the HP in a way, so that way base doesn't, so that way I don't trigger Tango and allow him to get that barrier up and play base into that kind of setup, right? So once they hit low HP, I think in this build with 1500 HP, I don't want him to hit 350, because at 350 HP, that's technically one of the lowest HP values to trigger Tango. But I also want him below 480 as well, so I can kill with base if that comes up as well. So it's gonna be mental gymnastics in that kind of senses. So definitely look out for that.
Yeah, and one interesting thing we haven't talked about yet in the setup is Shirona is running Giga Folder 1 alongside that Tango, so the Meteor Knuckle and Hub Batch, having both in hand, gonna have that offensive power, and that's gonna be a big threat to your potential to go into SoulXCross as well. Gonna have to respect that Meteor Knuckle or face the consequences.
Yeah, that Meteor Knuckle is definitely scary. Meteor Knuckle puts the fear of God in any Greygard player that wants to camp forward with Slash. It's not fun. It's not fun to get clamped up.
Yeah, the minute you're low on defense, you definitely want to switch out of SoulXCross unless you're comfortable taking, well, probably enough Knuckles to just kill you.
Comfortable, he says.
Hey, I mean, some people have different, they have a different boundary in terms of what's comfortable, what's uncomfortable. Some people are used to, I guess, giant fists raining down on them and just deleting them instantly. And I want to respect that comfort, that level of comfort for some players, right?
Yeah. Another really interesting thing in Shirona's build here is that, I don't know if you said it already, I'm sorry, but the Destroy Pulse program advance here, and we have like Pulse 1, 2, 3. So Destroy Pulse does cause that blinding status, which kind of does interfere with my strategy if I'm not beast out. The thing that's really nice about beasting out while blind is the opponent will still have that cursor, the crosshairs on them while they're moving around. So you will still know where they are even if you're blinded, which will allow me to still line up things like Magnum or Machine Gun, possibly. But it is really hard to deal with the blind without beast out.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting, especially forcing your opponent to beast in response to a Death Pulse. That's pretty big, but I guess
Yes.
not so much actually for your build specifically, because you are running base and not Kernel Force. Kernel Force is pretty dependent on the beast synergy, getting that extra damage from beast. Base is going to fire off with the same damage value regardless of whether you're in beast or not. So there's actually a little bit of extra flexibility afforded to a Greygard player who's not running Kernel Force in terms of being able to use that beast for other purposes, which is pretty interesting in my opinion.
All right, we've talked about the folders. So let's head into this match and see how it shakes out. Oh, and this is a double vibe. Okay, my hand sucks. All right, no, it doesn't really suck actually. It's pretty decent with what I can do here. I can go for a Magnum and break out the center panels, forcing them to either step forward and back. And once that happens, I can go ahead and line up Machine Gun 3 to deal a decent chunk of damage because they can't escape that row that they selected, right?
Oh wow,
Mm.
that is a shame. Missing that Magnum turn 1 on Dust. Oof.
Well, there was a decent amount of lag in this matchup. Shirona's from I forget where Shirona's from. I think it's Korea. I don't remember exactly, but Shirona and I are very far apart in terms of connectivity and latency and all stuff like that. So it does kind of make Magnums harder to land here.
Shirona in YouTube chat just says Southeast Asia, so
Southeast Asia.
and that is a pretty big difference because if I recall correctly, Seoul, you're on East Coast of
Yes.
So
Yeah. So it is a big difference. I still unfortunately get the D-Cross here though. That was nice. Oh, I think the ordering in which I took it last turn was interesting because I ended up taking a Magnum and not Magnum, excuse me. I took a Wind Rack before I used the machine gun in order to bait out Life Aura because I needed to hit that D-Cross, right? So if you TFC to Judgment with Life Aura and then I Wind Rack you, that deals with the Life Aura problem and I can land down that hit.
So this is pretty interesting here. Both players locking into their gauges, but it looks like Shirona's going to get the upper hand here with this fast gauge right after the slow gauge. Ooh, and
yeah, that was a real bad TFC
damage. Unfortunately, Soul not going to access this Magnum before end of turn. That fast gauge kicking in really messes up the timing there in terms of being able to pop out and rush.
So going for rush there was interesting because obviously I'll be taking a charge shot, but I figured taking the charge shot is a little bit better because now I start off with an intangibility. But
this Judgment is going to connect and get this area back here, so still not able to secure the area needed to get these slash cross charge shots.
oh, and Meteor Knuckle in hand, I knew it! I knew it! I knew there was Meteor Knuckles. I left Slash so fast. That's hilarious. Didn't take it though.
Both players drawing their Gigas here. Soul using base here, gonna land a decent amount of damage with base. And there's the confirmed for that. Ooh, and that's a 3-hit machine gun 3. The Tango is going to pop in here, give Shirona a little bit more room to work with. And Shirona does also have that recovery 300 this turn, so back to 930 HP.
Yeah, this is the most inoptimal thing that I don't want to see. I don't want to trigger this Tango so willy-nilly, but I didn't really have much of a choice. Really excellent play from Shirona here, forcing me to trigger this Tango. It's really tough.
Soul looking to pop this Life Aura here. And this fast gauge really forcing Soul to rush through dealing with Shirona's defenses here. I think losing that slow gauge fast gauge war early on really gives Shirona the edge here in terms of managing to squeeze their chips out and get what they want out of these turns.
So I have to deal with this aura. What I want to happen is I want to use Tengu to deal with both the aura and the anti-damage. And then I want to follow up with Tomahawk for a really nice D-Cross. Wait, what happened to my Tengu?
Ooh, so that was... Okay, so your Tengu was already got queued up, And so what ended up happening is, oh, but a meteor knuckle misses. That's good for you. I'm still being trapped here though. So that was a 3-frame interaction, and looks like your Tengu was in the process of being used. So you ended up time freeze countering with the Tomahawk SP, and it whiffed. So unfortunately, missing out that damage there, it could have been enough to close the game out potentially.
Yeah, this situation just gets worse and worse because I'm literally out of chips. I do have Grega Buster, which is nice, but as you can see, Shirona still has everything. Which is really tough for me.
The big problem here, Shirona even loading up the Best Pulse here and an Erase Man to confirm it. Gonna get a huge chunk of damage this turn. Popping Recovery 300 as well.
So right now I'm thinking my win condition is to somehow draw it out and get to Damage Judge, because in their build they have 2 Recover 300s, and of course you have the Tango, which also heals.
Ooh, that was Judge SP into a Wind Rack Elect Pulse 2 finish. Yeah, unfortunately not able to squeeze out to Damage Judge or anything. Shirona was kind of pacing their hands very effectively, knowing that it's a fast gauge, having J-Code, which is, you know, really suited to a fast gauge setup with pulses, and the Judgment SP as well. And just kind of playing it slow in terms of their chip selection, just knowing that, you know, there's not going to be that much time in each turn. We'll see if Soul manages to make the adjustments here, either by holding the slow gauge until after Shirona pops the fast gauge, or by also selecting chips, kind of less chips each turn, pacing out a little bit better.
I made a read for stepping into center here. Didn't work out, as you can see. It was tough. Oh, but they get theirs. Oh, okay, so in YouTube chat, Lei Kwang Hu says, what is 3 frames? And basically what 3 framing is, every battle chip you use, it doesn't matter what it is, Wind Rack or Elect Pulse, they all have a starting up frame, which is 3 frames long. So within those 3 frames, if something happens to you, like a push effect or a drag effect, or you take a hit with without super armor, excuse me, you lose that chip. So you end up getting what we call 3 frames.
Yeah, so it's basically a window where when you're using a chip, those 3 frames are where you're actually, it's before you use it, you're basically in the process of using it. So even if it's a time freeze chip, you still need those 3 frames to go through uninterrupted. So what happened there is during those 3 frames, Tengu Man SP was coming out from Soul, and then in the ensuing time freeze counter exchange, the next chip in Soul's hand was Tomahawk SP. So Soul thought that the Tengu Man SP was what would have come out in the time freeze exchange, but instead it was a Tomahawk SPs, which missed because they were not in range. It doesn't quite delete the chip in that instance, so it still uses the chip for the Tomahawk or for the Tengu SP because there wasn't a paralyzing status or anything like that to interrupt it. But basically, it lets the chips get used out of order in a certain way, just because of the unique circumstances of a time freeze exchange.
Oh, this hand is really ordered. I don't know why I was thinking to... Okay, yeah, alright, I got rid of that. I was like, wait, hold on, what am I doing? Yeah, this is the most optimal order for these chips. And Dust comes out, which is really nice.
Oh wait, no time freeze? Oof. Oh, but managing to... Ooh, unfortunately, there is no Machine Gun 3 follow-up here because of the Life Aura. And
Now I
the
do
really
lose those
unfortunate.
machine guns.
Sorry, was that all?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said I do lose the machine guns because of the life aura. So
Yeah, you see the unfortunate effect of playing Gregar. You can't cross to get rid of life aura. If you were able to do that, you'd still be able to retain your chips from the last turn. Ooh, Tengu Man SP connecting both hits there. Very nice. Ooh, the erase.
and he still dodged it. Amazing movement from Shirona there. Now, this hand's interesting because I really felt like I had to do something, but I wasn't really sure what to do, so I figured walling up and defending was probably better here. But we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, at the very least, Soul does have float shoes here, so not going to take that passive damage from the poison panels. Ooh, so blocking the meteor knuckles with this invis, getting a lot of value out of that defense right there.
What I really hate about Meteor Knuckle is that they still get value if you don't have air shoes. Because look at the field right now. I couldn't move at all until I used this Sanctuary. Oh, that was a good read.
That's about to hit and take care of that anti-damage there. Not sure if Shirona can actually step out of it.
I don't think there's room to step out. Even if there's a cross change, I think you kind of just take that.
Yeah, I think it's assuming Shirona isn't already moving. Okay, yeah, there it is. Connects. Ooh, and managing to protect against the Judge SP here. Blast Man is going to connect for half damage on the Sanctuary.
So I tried to make a read there with the Fire Sword to get some kind of value out of it. Because the idea is to go back and forth in order to mind game the movement on the Fire Burner. So I wanted to clip walking forward, but I missed.
And here we are seeing the final 5 chips from Soul here. Anti-damage, Life Aura, Base, Machine Gun 3, and a Magnum.
So the game plan here is to try and land a couple of these charge shots, right? Or at least one of them to get that 480 range, as I looked for it earlier.
Oh, these ground cross charge shots connecting.
There it is. I had it, but I actually ended up using a charge shot way too early.
Oh, very nice though, connecting with the base here. Waiting for that invis to come down from Shirona. So even with all those ground cross charge shots connecting, oh, very, very early Magnum there, not able to get the double damage and decross there that I think would have closed the game out.
So right now what I'm trying to do is move around the drill in order to punish with a charge shot. The lag was making it a little difficult to do that, but I'm also doing it inoptimally. What I should be doing is standing in the middle, in the center panels there, and waiting for the charge shots to come out then. Then I can try to walk around, but I'm doing it from the front, which is making it bad.
Ooh, the Death Pulse missing there. Oh, and that heat cross charge shot connecting off of the holy panels does reduce Sharona to 1 HP. And looks like both players basically at the end of their folders here. Sharona going into Beast over, but I don't think there's going to be anything gained by this.
Yeah, there's not much Sharona can do here because of the use of the last wind rack earlier, which is what I was waiting for.
And with that, we come to final game of this set. It's going to be very interesting to see who takes it, as it is a 1-1 between Soul and Sharona.
All right, I really want to land this area grab down here and follow up with the fire sword chip charged in order to get nice value out of it, and then end with the turn on a +1 area.
Ooh, Sharona not taking any chances here. Oh, wow, very nice. Very, very, very nice. Recognizing that the charged fire sword from a SoulXCross is going to actually burn the life aura on those grass panels. So managing to deal with that turn 1 life aura very quickly and using a fire sword to do it.
Fire sword has so many edge case scenarios that it's very good in, so it's like it's a Swiss Army knife for F code, and it's a mandatory one of.
Ooh, and recognizing that Sharona had already stepped through that that judge man wasn't going to connect, and just using the Magnum instead to secure that. This one unfortunately not quite landing, but
so this is a really good situation for me to be in right now because of the plus area, the broken panels. There's not much Sharona can really do. But it's still risky, right? Because Sharona has an entire folder still to work with, and I had to think about so much to play around. I was expecting a Tomahawk here, though, which is why I decided that maybe going fire would be better, but I also didn't want to waste going into heat for no reason. So I ended up deciding on going for a play in case he had like grab revenge or something to push me back, which he ended up having.
Yeah, there it is, grab revenge. Oh no, but this shouldn't matter too much because of your own grab revenge here. You're gonna send Sharona back, get those holy panels back, and thankfully deny that +1 area from Sharona.
I also love how Sharona made sure to stay on these grass panels to get value out of them. And of course, you still have the mix-up option of stepping up or down, so I still have to guess correctly with when to land a charge shot. That was, again, really great movement for Sharona there.
Yeah, Sharona definitely punishing the fact that there's not much fire in your folder. Ooh, but there is the second fire chip in your folder.
I love that. The commentator's curse in the future.
Ooh, and a double hit from the Tengu Man SP as well. A lot of good damage connecting here for Soul.
I've yet to use the slow gauge. I'm pretty positive we're in fast gauge turns right now too. I don't necessarily mind being in fast gauge when I'm going for like just combo plays, but eventually the slow gauge will have to come out, which is now, so that way I can land more beast charges and such.
Ooh, and there's the Tango. Oh wow.
Right, and this is the exact situation I was talking about before we started. The crosshairs do allow me to know where Sharona is, so I can still see him. Still got to mind game the pre-shots though.
Sharona popping a recovery 300, getting their HP back up there a little bit. Oh, well, it will bounce off its anti-damage here, but that would have been game right there if not for that anti-damage.
No, Sharona dodged both my breath attacks in the forward game and this game as well. It was really tough, man. Excellent movement.
And looks like Sharona is sitting on that Meteor Knuckle, not choosing to use this turn, but might not. Oh, base not connecting. And I believe that was due to the collision damage from pulling you into them. Ooh, but Soul still managing to close it out with those machine gun threes.
Yeah, that end turn there. Yeah, that was really tough.
At the with the Tengu Beast breath, the Tengu Beast chip charge, catching them out with the with the machine gun threes and getting that counter hit. Yeah, very well played to Soul and Sharona right there.
Thank you, thank you.
And I think with that, we can head into the setups for the next set of the day.
I think next up we have Symes versus Spirit Gundel, Super Gundel Tank Cannon. Ghiaccio.
Super Gundel Tank. Man, what a name! All right, thank you for thinking of that name. Thank you for blessing us with that name.
We didn't even know we wanted it, but here we are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've seen Symes play earlier, so we understand the shakedown of what this build wants to do. Wait, this man really took a picture of the cusp while running it.
Yeah, okay, so Ghiaccio's build right here, it is a 1500 HP regular air shoe setup, so pretty standard, but it's really interesting because Symes' build it specifically is not countered by air shoes, it's countered by float shoes. So even though Ghiaccio has this huge air shoes Navicust part taking up all this space, it's not going to find that much purchase against coming roads and these area traps.
Yeah, I also am looking at Ghiaccio's folder here with the double Gundel Soul 3. That's overkill. I feel like you only need one to get the job done, especially since that's like there's nothing here really to lock down area to kind of confirm. I mean, I guess there's no, you can't even bubble star into it because they're different codes. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
So it is a pretty interesting V-code setup. The Super Vulcan does have a white capsule and attack plus 30, and the lack of a double point, it's kind of double point it's a double-edged sword because your opponent can really see the double point coming and just know that they should rush out their defense. And you can't exactly like double point and then time freeze counter. And in the case of Super Vulcan specifically, you can't do anything if your opponent just has the defense up. So lack of area grabs in this folder, only 2 area grabs in Gregar. So Ghiaccio will probably be relying more on the line nukes and the other crosses and not /cross, which is well, I'm not sure how this will play out between these two, because Symes is going to be positioning with those area traps to try and get an advantageous position for /cross charge shots, as well as any other charge shots. But mainly the /cross charge shots would be good to punish with the area traps, since you can hit your opponent like while standing next to them, basically. And you know, Symes does have the anti Rhaegar SP navies, Tomahawk Man and Tengu Man SP, both of them pretty decent against the Rhaegar crosses. Whereas there aren't any SP navies on Ghiaccio's side, so it is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Both of them being relatively low HP Rhaegar, all it does take is one good Kernel Force as well to close it out. So there's also the possibility of this being a pretty close or a pretty quick set, with just a really good Kernel Force coming out early, or even just a few turns in and just knocking your opponent out real fast. So definitely that possibility as well. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Let's get into this match and see what happens. Alrighty then. You know, the music choices have been phenomenal today. Thank you, Gregor Patch. Thank you so much for existing and blessing us with this beautiful variations in music. I wonder when Falzar will be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, it would be nice, but I can live without it, you know?
Yeah. Me too, Neryth. I think I'll survive somehow.
I mean, I play both versions about 50-50 as well, so...
I will point this out, and this isn't really super well known about me, but I actually play way more Falzar for EXE than I do for standard play. True, and that's largely because of Hub Batch.
True, but EXE is not a real format, so...
Wow! Wow, disrespect to EXE.
Okay, so Life Aura and Barrier 200 coming up here. Life Aura on Symes' side.
You like the baiting of Rush here? Like, sometimes when you're playing against an experienced player, it feels like Rush is basically worthless because they know how to play around Rush so well and consistently, right? And it makes you wonder, is Rush valuable? The answer is yes, it's always valuable because you deal with the defense for free regardless of how they do it. This turn, 2 defenses were burned, Life Aura and Invisible, so that's 2 chips less that you have to worry about throughout the rest of this match. So there is still tons of value out of these pieces. I think Beat is even more value in some ways because it takes a Mega and you only have a certain amount of those, right? Or sometimes it takes a Giga if you ain't ready for it. Because Beat will eat whatever you give Beat. Oh, that is true. Symes does point out in Twitch stream chat that Invis is not value at all versus anybody that happens to not play any Invis, so. Ooh, nice conversion, but the ×2? What is this? Tomahawk Man ×2? Oh. Not going to the next turn? Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Wow, Symes. Just enough time to go ahead and punch out. Oh no, that wasn't Symes. That was Ghiaccio. That was really smart, Ghiaccio. Just enough time to punch out a little bit of damage with this charge shot, and then I'm gonna end this turn. Not waiting for nothing. Symes really wanted that ×2 though. Wait, did he just throw away Tomahawk Man? Oh wow, he did. Wow. Really? You're just gonna come down here like that?
Ooh, and yeah, there it is. Double damage on the second hit as well, and a decross. It's going to be a heavy punish there.
And we're gonna get a roll lock. Oh, barely.
Ooh. Ghiaccio is going to have to be very careful when they regain their area. That single conveyor panel, probably not exactly the best conveyor panel in the world, but it is still gonna mess up their movements a little bit once they get the area back.
Really interesting here is that it is very possible to get a double hit with Circle Gun,
Ooh,
and he nails it. Nice.
Oh, the Super Vulcan finish. And was that a
Something
tank cannon?
blew up.
That was a tank cannon after Symes was already deleted.
I'm actually really surprised he's able to squeeze that out at all.
Yeah, you are able to buffer chips like that. I know from using stuff like Gundel Soul that you can use a chip like that after your opponent has already been deleted if you buffer it. But ooh, anti-damage and Sanctuary coming out turn 1 for Symes. Grand Varsal in YouTube.
Oh,
Is this the equivalent of post-round taunt? In my opinion, it's showing the ultimate respect to your opponent, right? Even after they're gone, you're so afraid of them. You know, you're respecting their presence on the battlefield so much that you have to use the rest of your chips where they used to be.
just to make sure, just to clean out the rest of this match. You can never be more sure if something's dead. You know, gotta shoot it on the ground too.
Yeah, just remember, the ultimate disrespect can also be interpreted as the ultimate respect.
It's true. Wow, and we see the value of Fan just protecting Symes from that Blast Man here, and also eating a charge shot in order to trade for the trap and paralysis. I would like to say that the value went to Symes here, especially with the Tomahawk Man SP follow-up.
Yeah, definitely very juicy right there. And these Erase Cross charge shots connecting as well.
Oh, nice. Coming road in hand, but Ghiaccio's not going to step forward, obviously, not wanting to take another hit from that there Erase Beam. Oh, nice! But this is going to be very problematic.
Ooh, and yeah, that is not a good situation.
Not a good situation at all.
640 damage coming out from that Tengu Man SP. And that is such an interesting interaction. That there was actually a moment there where I think Ghiaccio could have stepped up out of the area trap, because there was a very strange interaction with the push and pull effects. So they were actually being pushed all the way to the back there for just a split second.
I think the setup is still there. Okay, yeah, that makes much more sense. Just go for the kill. And here we go, game 3 situation. Going slash immediately, thanks to the hand that was dealt. An area grab and 2 panograms is more than enough to confirm these landed charge shots on Symes' side here. But it's going to be interesting to see how Ghiaccio plays around this possibility.
Ghiaccio is throwing up that barrier 200, as well as this a little bit early area canceled out by Symes' own area grab here. Ooh, it gets that barrier 200 robbed right at the start by the Tengu SP. And now Symes with this single panel grab does get the area they need to threaten with the SoulXCross. That's going to be a huge deal.
This is exactly why you want to respect SoulXCross in your builds, any builds, or even Tomahawk Cross for the same reasoning as well. Because of how much damage they can do on a short notice with one area or panel grab.
Yeah, that single panel grab, just it's going to be so painful to deal with. And it's really interesting exactly how much value you can squeeze out of a single panel.
Especially in a slow gauge turn, you know, because now I have all the time in the world to just get like 4 or 5 of these in there. Oh, and the setup again! Now, what's going to be very important here is that Ghiaccio does not step forward and back. Because that will happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Just those multi-hits coming out from the erase beam.
Yeah, because if you step back, you take a second instance of the hit, but you can't take more than one instance of hits from the beam if you've already, like, okay. So as we just saw, if you step back,
panel, it's per panel.
Yeah, there you go.
So each panel that the beam gets generated on is effectively one hit. So it's not quite like a sensor slide, right? Sensor slide, I think all of the panels on which the sensor beam are active remain active even after you've been hit by them. But I think with the erase beam, it's just each panel does one hit, and once it hits you, that panel becomes, the beam on that panel becomes inactive, I believe. So you can't do multi-hits off of a single panel, as far as I'm aware. But you can get a pretty high number of like maximum hits out of a single beam when you have the area to work with, I believe. But yeah, well played to Symes and Ghiaccio there. Very interesting builds from both players. And we're seeing that area trap come into play multiple times as usual. It's surprisingly easy to pull it off when you've got those panel grabs. And I think with that, SoulXCross, our wonderful soul right here, I think is going to be stepping away from commentary for today.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a great fun just being here with you guys to watch these matches in the beginning. I will be in the chats though, so we can still interact in that way. But that's it for me from here for now.
And I believe stepping up in Soul's place is going to be Symes.
So Symes is still on his way, taking the tubes in. Actually, there goes Symes. Welcome, Symes.
Yeah, hey, PZ. So we've just seen some pretty hype battles, and we've got a few more left, so I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, Symes.
And with that, let's go into setups for the next match with Master vs SoulXCross.
Oh, I see what's happening here. Soul had to dodge out because this is gonna be Master versus Soul right here. So my speculation is that something unfortunate here happens. Maybe something embarrassing happens here for Soul.
Well, and so the first thing I'm noticing about Master is they joined under the name Master, and if we look in their folder, we can see they have the Master Cross PA.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that is the Master Cross PA. And A-Code in general is just pretty good, especially with Balzar getting that access to the charged train arrows. I believe we've seen Master playing, like last week, these train arrows, and getting quite a lot of value out of just locking their opponent down with those ice seeds, and then confirming multiple train arrow hits with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only Train Arrow 1, so you won't quite see the same amount of damage as if someone were to pull off a Train Arrow 3 combo, but even with the Train Arrow 1 with SoulXCross, it can still be pretty strong.
Yeah, it's definitely not as intimidating as a higher level Train Arrow, but still a good amount of damage, still some chip recovery off of the SoulXCross. So, and since both players here are relatively low HP, 1450 on Soul's side, and then 1350 on Master with this chip shuffle setup, even a little bit of damage is going to count for a lot. It's not like you're facing up against a 2200 HP Chonk Gregar setup, so those train arrows might be pretty impactful here regardless. And
Yeah, for sure. This could definitely be a pretty quick match. If Master can land that PA, that will be almost half of Soul's HP right there.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage still possible coming out of Master's folder right here. And on the other hand, Soul, we've seen Soul's build already today. It is that F code with the T code SP navies. And it is base oriented, so it is a base Gregar instead of a kernel force user, so not going to be as dependent on the beast boost for that, which also makes the Giga usage a little bit more unpredictable for your opponent to handle. There isn't going to be that tell of seeing, oh well, your opponent just went into beast out, so there's going to be a kernel force in the next few turns, and lacking that tell, a little bit harder to counter with the properly ordered defenses that you might want. But yeah, I think with that, without further ado, we can hop into the set.
Yeah, for sure. And just one last thing, looking at Master's folders, they actually don't have Life Aura, so...
Ooh, yeah, that's very interesting. Not having Life Aura or Sanctuary in Master's folder, lacking a lot of the defensive and utility splashes that are pretty common in builds. Yeah, definitely. We'll see whether or not that hurts them in this specific matchup with Soul.
Yeah, I think so. Especially against F code, the Life Aura would be able to block off those magnums, those machine guns. So we'll have to see how Master's able to play around those without Life Aura.
Yeah, in fact, Master only does have 2 invis and 2 anti-damage, and one of those invis might get eaten up by Rush, so not going to have too much defense here against Soul's pretty hefty cursor chip damage.
And it looks like even on this cube field, they're opting to go into SoulXCross instead of Dust.
Yeah, kind of not a decision I personally agree with. I feel like that extra 200 to 400 damage potentially can be pretty big in this matchup, but we'll see whether or not it pays off here with this early Ice Seed.
So I think when you're only running 2 invis, it's not as big of a deal with 3, but when you only have 2, I think it's much more important to try and camp them for TFCs to get them around Rush, so that way you can still get use out of both of them. But we see they just used the first one to bait out Rush, so there's only one left.
Yeah, that might be a bit rough, especially because neither player is running Fast Gauge, so one invis is basically just going to last 1 turn. If it was Fast Gauge, then kind of securing 1 invis for yourself at the time of your choosing might still be a better choice. just because it will last quite a bit more than a single turn. So Soul taking their time to through their hand here, goes into SoulXCross. Ooh, and Master steps out of range for the Element Man Elect, and manages to block the Element Man with some defense either way, so yeah, that second invis there coming in.
We see the early hub batch come out from Master, and Soul doesn't have any uninstall in his folder, so...
And we're seeing the value of Chip Shuffle here being active even while you're in Spout Cross, giving you that extra little advantage in Cust. And both players throwing at their Erase Man here. Soul's just going to do a little bit extra thanks to SoulXCross.
Ooh,
oh,
but he misses. Oh wow! I'm surprised that the Beast aimed like that with the train arrow.
Yeah, unfortunately the Beast did not jump up to produce some train arrows and hit the rock cube. There was no way for it to connect to Soul, but it was definitely surprising just seeing it fire off down that bottom row.
Yeah, but from those 2 charged Aqua Swords, Master still got about 640 damage that turn, so Soul is already down to just 444 HP.
Ooh. So Master might be able to step this? Ooh, doesn't seem to want to do that though. Spoutman SP blocked by this anti-damage.
Oh!
So as we were saying in setups, those charged Train Arrow 1s, yeah, it's Train Arrow 1, but it can still be impactful in a matchup like this.
Yeah, I mean, even in the single player, if you can get Blast Man SP very early in the game just by using Train Arrow 1s on him, so even that V1 version can be pretty powerful.
Yeah, we're seeing here Master going into this turn 1 Spout. Kind of adaptation I'd like to see from Soul here would be to go into a turn 1 Elec and just fish for that D-Cross, kind of deny that Aqua, the Aqua Cross very early on. But instead we see an Erase Cross here, turn 1.
Ooh, and the unfortunate whiff on the Magnum. Oh, but all this damage from the machine guns.
So that was a little bit more than 800 damage from those machine guns landing on the center there.
Yeah, that first one actually got an extra hit, so that was 5 hits. Usually it can only do 4 hits.
Yeah, really seeing the power of these erase boosted cursor chips from F-Code here. Both players going to Beast.
Ooh, and Soul managed. Oh wow, and the tail arrow misses.
Yeah, not in Master's favor here with this Buster exchange though. Attack 1 versus attack 5. Definitely those feathers not doing much. So losing a bit of extra HP there, but...
Ooh, and the Life Aura coming out from Soul here. Ooh, misses the Erase Man. And accidentally TFCs. Does he still have a chip left for Erase Tail Arrow? Ooh, Soul might be out of chips for this turn, so no tail arrows coming out.
Ooh, geez. Master making it to the end of this turn by the skin of their teeth. 30 HP here. Soul not very healthy either at 496, but still a decent buffer with that life aura in play as well.
Ooh, and it looked like they were going for the PA there, but unfortunately they don't get all the chips they need.
Ooh. And yeah, just like I suspected, that is a white-pilled Magnum, so it does let Soul just close out the game there. You know, and I just realized, this is pretty unfortunate for Master, but Soul is running float shoes instead of air shoes. So those ice seeds, they are gonna let Master combo with aqua chips, but they don't give that that sliding disadvantage to your opponent that you'd like them to have.
Oh, and we see a Windrak come out from Soul to push that rock cube back. But unfortunately for Master, Soul just stood there and denied the Ice Seed from making the entire 9 panels ice, only that middle panel. Oh wow, and manages to dodge that slash charge with a beast jump.
Yeah, I have to say these trades are actually really good for Master. Managing to get in a lot of damage, and dodging a pretty decent amount too. Only having taken 140 so far.
Ooh, and Soul unfortunately steps back before using that Magnum, so... And this time manages to get the full Ice Seed to land. But Soul manages to step back and avoid that Aqua Sword.
Ooh, and we see Aqua SP, Spoutman SP right here. So this set could go either way at this point. 880 to 678. Both players putting up their defense here.
Yeah, that was actually a very unfortunate TFC on the area grab for Master. If they had waited to use it, they could have tried to pop Soul's anti-damage with it, but now they will have no way of landing the Spoutman.
The Risky Honey coming out, getting some stings in, but not able to get a Master Cross out yet so far.
Yeah, they do have another Risky Honey 3 in their folder, so... But Soul did pop Slow Gauge on that last turn, so it might be tough for Master to make it back to Cust without taking a lot of damage here.
Ooh. Life Aura might be a little bit oppressive here.
At least managing to... Ooh, dodging a slash charge with the...
So getting this area back with the Judgment, that's not going to take effect until Soul steps back. And Master has no way of incentivizing Soul to step back at this point. Managing to dodge a little bit of that slash cross damage though.
And there's the PA. So going right into Tengu here to remove that life aura. And now the question is do you go for the PA first or do you go for the Invis first? It looks like they're going right into the PA. If this lands, that would be huge.
Ooh. Taking Soul down to 1 HP here.
The question is, have they baited Rush already? Oh no!
Oh no!
No TFC!
Oh no! So the thing about Tomahawk SP is that it doesn't flinch your opponent, so it doesn't give them any iframes afterwards. So if Master Master was vulnerable to that Element Man right after the Tomahawk SP, but Master had the Invis in hand. Still very close to that.
If only if they had just TFC'd that Invis.
Oh man, what a tragic ending. But still well played. A very close set to both players there.
Yeah, it was pretty the elemental swords in general are kind of underused, so it was great to see Master getting so much value out of those chip charged aqua swords, just doing huge amounts of damage along with the freeze. So that was definitely a great set to watch.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with that we can head into setups for our next set of the day, which I think is Ghiaccio versus Alrysc. So we've seen both these setups before. Ghiaccio's V-Code, Gregar with the air shoes, and it's the Super Vulcan with the partial boost, attack plus 30 and white capsule. Kind of low defense here, only 2 invis, and yeah, not much in terms of defense outside of like the barrier and the life aura. And then on the opposing side, we have Alrysc set up here with the Giga +1. So it is a base plus Kernel Force Gregar setup. Not running any SP navies, but just having, kind of the standard array of like star-coded chips that you want to see for utility and defense. And alongside, of course, the double point attack plus 30 white capsule Super Vulcan, compensating for a lot of that missing damage from the mega chips. And we did see that that Super Vulcan played with a Beast Over earlier, just doing a massive amount of damage with all the boosts. So there's always that threat to watch out for when you're playing against Alrysc's build here.
Yeah, neither of them have any recoveries or anything in their folder here, so this is probably going to be a very fast-paced match. We'll see who's able to draw Q-Force first, who's able to get the Super Vulcan. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of combos going back and forth on both sides here.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Ghiaccio's setup is a bit more combo heavy with the Bubble Star Doll Thunder combos, and just the general setup a little bit more, but not by much in terms of their general setups. Both of them having that Super Vulcan, it's going to be funny to see who pulls it first and who actually lands it, who gets the most value out of it, because at such low HP, 1500 HP, that Super Vulcan is pretty lethal pretty quickly into the match. So
Yeah, and thanks to Raycat for the raid. Welcome to the stream. But I think with that we can get into the match.
Ooh, and so this is a double rock cube field here. But neither player is Balzar, so at worst these rock cubes are just gonna kind of get in their way for a little bit until they probably very quickly are destroyed by charge shots.
Ooh, and that's an unfortunate TFC there, but misses the circle gun. I'm not sure who was hosting this. Oh no, and misses the erase man too. Yeah, I'm not sure who's hosting this, but it's actually very difficult to land circle guns sometimes as client. It moves a lot faster than Magnum with the cursor.
Yeah, one of the huge difficulties with Magnum and Circle Gun, and as well as Element EX and Element Man SP, is that you kind of have to get a feel for the delay in the match before you use it. So using it right at the start, it can be kind of hard to gauge exactly how long you have to wait to time it properly. And Alrysc landing that wind rack right there, just quickly removing Ghiaccio's erase cross. But Ghiaccio firing back that Spout Man and removing Alrysc's Spout cross. Oh!
The counter hit on the Beast charged with Tank Cannon.
Getting a full synchro out of that counter hit too. Oh jeez. This is going to be a pretty decent counter attack from Ghiaccio here. Alrysc might want to... Yeah, cross cancels out into erase here.
Oh, is that a double hit? Because of the white capsule on the Doll Thunder? Double hit. That was 700 damage.
Wow. Alright, so I thought that had another turn to go, at least. But just that huge swing from the white capsuled ×2 Doll Thunder 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that on a Doll Thunder before.
Yeah, I think that might be my first time seeing it. Alright, that was terrifying. Right, so neither player even managing to get to any of their gigas in that last match, ending so quickly. Very similar start, both players going into their respective crosses. Erase on Ghiaccio's side and charge on Alrysc's side.
Yeah, let's see if Ghiaccio can land the circ gun this time. Ooh. Yeah, I think they must have been client.
Ooh, and Alrysc not even wanting to take that 120 from the Blast Man. Instead, throwing away the anti-damage to instead put on this Invis here.
Yeah, if I was Ghiaccio here, I would actually probably consider going into Charge Cross to expand their cust screen here, because we can see they've got a pretty soupy folder, so with only cust 6, that could be tough to manage. Oh, and it looks like they're considering Charge Cross as well.
Ooh. Oh, but Alrysc came prepared with the Life Aura. Going to protect themselves against this Element Man.
Yeah, I think Ghiaccio probably wanted the Element Man grass there, because then he could potentially break the Life Aura with a Charge Tackle. But and so Alrysc is going for this immobilized play with the charge beast again, but I don't think it works. It shouldn't work when your opponent is standing on holes. And we see Ghiaccio has the Super Vulcan combo now, and also a Kernel Force in hand.
Ooh. Oh,
wow.
no. Oh, wow. The Super Vulcans, both Super Vulcans being used this turn, but Alrysc's not landing. Or rather, the first hit landed, but because of the Beast Jump, the way it interacted was actually that Ghiaccio snapped back to their previous position with that Super Vulcan landing, and managed to avoid 9 out of those 10 hits.
Ooh, and that was an unfortunate TFC there for Alrysc. Oh, and now we see the Alrysc. Oh no, and Ghiaccio's Kernel Force actually. Oh, it came out. I thought it got eaten, but instead they closed it out with the Gundel Soul.
Yeah, a very quick set between Ghiaccio and Alrysc there. We're seeing, the kind of volatility that you'd expect from 1500 HP Gregor matchups. It can be decided very quickly, and especially with that counter hit leading into a ×2 Dull Thunder with White Capsule. That was a very quick first match, and then the second match as well. Managed to get a bit further into their hands, pull out Gigas even, and get their Super Vulcans out as well. But still, just so much damage flying out between them. Pretty much impossible for them to make the damage judge. That was definitely going to be a match decided by deletion.
Yeah, that was pretty fun to watch, just seeing the crazy damage flying out from both sides. And we never even got to see the base come out from Alrysc either, just the Q Force.
Yeah, definitely losing a little bit of that value from the Giga Folder 1. Not being able to use both Gigas in either of those matches, but that's the price you pay sometimes. But yeah, I think with that, we can head into setups for the next set of the day, which I think is HonorNite versus Wazi. So we have seen HonorNite setup already. It is this B code Gregor setup, step swords in it. We've seen some very creative plays, especially with the black bombs on grass, using that Element Man to generate grass, and then using the black bomb charge tackle setup to detonate the black bombs. Not to mention the bodyguard as well.
Yeah, I think this is our first time seeing Wazi's setup today, though. So we just saw Chip Shuffle 2 sets ago with Master, so this is another Chip Shuffle setup. And it looks like they also have the Gundel Force. They have some L code with the uninstall and Elect Dragon.
Yeah, it is interesting to see Chip Shuffle in this type of build. There is quite a bit of splash in here between everything. But especially with the, like you mentioned, uninstall Elect Dragon and L code, definitely going to get some value out of it, and have a Chip Shuffle make it easier to pull those up, and also just throw them back into your folder when you don't really need them.
Yeah, we could actually, we could potentially see a turn 1 Gundel Force here. And they also have an attack plus 30, so if they go for like a turn 1 Beast out, attack plus 30 Gundel Force, that could actually end the game in one turn if Wazi manages to pull it. So we could see a explosive start. Because using Chip Shuffle, you can get your Giga on turn 1.
Yeah, definitely the Chip Shuffle allows for that to happen, and another interesting thing about Wazi's setup here is that the cust only provides attack +2, well, which will total attack +3. And so 2 of those attack pluses are actually going to come from their folder in the form of those buster ups. So a little bit of extra damage going to come in from there, losing out on the, normally Gregars, like you can see on HonorNite side, will have that really big chunky attack max in their Navicus. Wazi kind of broke it up a bit and stuck some of it in their folder instead.
Yeah, due to how the huge shape of the chip shuffle Navicus, they didn't have room for the attack max, so it makes sense to only use some attack +1s instead.
Yeah, I believe the optimization for the Navicus would have to be either that you sacrifice the HP or the attack. So I think Wazi chose to sacrifice the attack and fit it into their folder instead of sacrificing a bit of the HP.
Yeah, and I think with that we can get into the match.
So it looks like HonorNite is looking at their hand and thinking about a kind of counter area play. Gonna wait for Wazi to drop any area grabs, potentially. And there's the first one right there. Ooh, but not able to actually use any chips there thanks to that full cust from Wazi. At the same time, HonorNite doesn't really need to use any chips, or rather, they don't need to rush their hand and throw it away. They can just hold on to it from the first turn, get the value out of this this grab banish here. And this might throw a wrench into Wazi's plans.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty intimidating fighting against the chip shuffle setup like that has Q-Force, because
oh no, this might be the window. Ooh, and unfortunately Wazi not able to center themselves and get that buster damage as well.
Yeah, we see the warp step coming into play there, and Wazi actually does have a bugged flow choose, but it looks like they only got a single crack step proc, which actually seems pretty unlucky, but still getting a huge amount of damage from that 5-column Q-Force, even without the buster. But with the buster, that actually probably would have already been the game. And the uninstalled wind rack coming out.
HonorNite trading back a little bit with this Proto Man SP, but still a huge HP deficit.
We do see the bodyguard plus white pill in HonorNite's hands though, but it looks like instead he's just opting to go for invis and machine gun.
There's that temptation there.
Oh, there it is, the white pill bodyguard. This would actually be the game if the entire thing lands, but
oh no. Gonna lose the benefit of that, and that's probably gonna be... Oh? I can't see, this might be difficult here. Oh yeah, okay, the Gundel Soul 3 just closes it out there. Wazi not needing to step around that bodyguard.
and HonorNite just holding right in his cost for some reason. And so we'll see what happens in this round. Now we'll see if Wazi is able to get another one of those early Q forces thanks to the chip shuffle.
Yeah, it can be really rough with this early kernel force, because you also have that pull cost. Your opponent doesn't really want to throw away their first set of chips, so it also kind of makes them play their hand a bit slower, which might make it easier to land that kernel force. Ooh, Protoman SP taking off that life aura though.
Yeah, and if Wazi can break that ice cube in the bottom left, that would actually deny HonorNite being able to go into the middle row. So we'll see if Wazi tries to go for something like that. It looks like HonorNite might be trying to go for a counter hit on the SoulXCross with this machine gun. Ooh, and the Sanctuary coming out at +1 area. That's not ideal, because now you give your opponent a column of holy panels if they reclaim their area.
Ooh, which HonorNite is just about to do with this grab banish. Oh wow, very smooth as well, that movement, using the ice panel to get up to the front and hit your opponent with that step sword. Even though it was on Sanctuary and did half damage, still very cheeky, getting even that little bit of damage in.
Yeah, and HonorNite already used SoulXCross, so he will not have access to Elect Beast to be able to clear out these holy panels, so he'll have to hope Element Man shows up soon.
Oh no. I've seen some of the value of that Black Bomb there, but able to connect with this Erase Man.
Yeah, it looked like he was thinking about just whiffing it to preserve the Black Bomb. Ooh, and now all 3 white pills in hand, but nothing to really use them with, especially not on those holy panels. This is where still having access to Elect Beast would have been really useful, but
I think this is where you use the triple white pill PA, big pill.
oh, and what does Big Pill do?
It just paralyzes your opponent. Like, it doesn't actually hit your opponent, it just paralyzes them for an extended period of time. I think either that, or it would give you a monopoly on insulin, so...
And the N1GP itself is now here in chat. So welcome to the stream, N1GP. And now we see the Q Force coming out from HonorNite, but it's still just on these holy panels, so that will still do half damage.
still a respectable chunk of damage, about 400, I would say.
Yeah, without the holy panels, that almost would have been enough for the round. And now, right after using Q-Force, is when the Element Man finally shows up. And now we see that white pill bodyguard again. We'll see if HonorNite is able to land it this time.
Ooh. Ooh, and that's just the right amount of damage, too. Wazi's now at that threshold where bodyguard landing would take them out if even on the holy panels. Both players going into heat cross over here.
Ooh, and this Judge-Man will set off that bodyguard. And unfortunately for Wazi, they weren't able to avoid it.
Oh, and this is looking like it might be game here unless Wazi has some extra defense up their sleeve. Yeah, even on holy panels, this Blastman SP does do 125.
Oh, and going for the step sword finish.
And this partial grass field is going to be favorable to HonorNite's B code here, having both the Black Bombs and the Blastman SP to get some extra damage out of it potentially. Ooh, but both players popping Invis turn 1 right here. And Wazi's full cust probably coming out. There it is. Wazi's crack shoes are also going to be taking in some of these grass panels and converting them to crack panels as well. So gonna quickly lose some of that potential grass damage. Ooh, Wazi not gonna hit with the Erase Man, but we'll see whether or not there's enough time. There is not.
Ooh, and manages to clear out both the Life Aura and the anti-damage to at least land the Blast Man with a white bell attached.
Yeah, a lot of value in that Black Bomb right there.
And so Wazi's going for a beast out. We might be about to see a Q force coming into play.
Erase Man gonna connect here for HonorNite.
We'll see if Wazi is able to mash out before the end of the turn. Oh, they do. But they didn't use anything. It looks like HonorNite might be anticipating that Q force, so we see him loading up defense with the anti-damage and invis.
Ooh, stepping right out of that element man ice. Here's the grab revenge.
Oh, and he uses the Q force too early while HonorNite was still blinking. And it doesn't look like they had the Gundel Soul to follow it up with. And now we see HonorNite has the bodyguard in hand again.
I'm not sure about loading up this grab banish first, but we'll see whether or not it pays off here.
Ooh, mistimes the wind rack. That was unfortunate. And misses the tail arrow as well.
Squeezing in that bodyguard at the very end of that final beast turn for Wazi means that Wazi is not going to have access to the erase tails to destroy that bodyguard anymore.
Yeah, and it looks like HonorNite's now going to... He might be trying to set off his own Black Bomb with the Heat Body from HeatCross.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the timing window on that. Since you have to step under... I think you've got to step one panel forward and then use the step sword right as the Black Bomb lands.
Well, it looks like we'll see if he can get it here. That would be pretty hype. Ooh, on the Sanctuary.
Oh, there it is! And HonorNite waiting for that full bodyguard to land before following up with this Proto Man SP, as well as the Wind Rack right before it. The absolute mad lad HonorNite has finally done it and detonated triggered their own bodyguard using their Black Bomb, which they used a step sword to get under.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was on the holy panel, so it only counts for half.
Well, half might be all they need here to at least take this game. Wazi dangerously low, 466, even after using a recovery just now. Oh, not able to land the Judge Man there. That would have been probably... Oh!
Oh wow, this is really close now. Ooh, but it looks like HonorNite might be able to close it out here with the Grab Banish and Machine Gun.
Yeah, unfortunately, HonorNite is in the middle of this charge shot animation, and it's probably going to want to cross or beast cancel to get out of it.
Oh no, and Wazi takes the 3 hits from that machine gun to close it out.
Yeah, well played to HonorNite and Wazi there. I'm glad we got to see that that tech right there with the step sword under the black bomb.
Yeah, I was definitely very hyped to see HonorNite finally pull it off. It looked like Wazi only had the Sanctuary there and no other defense, so... And that was still extremely close at the end, just coming down to that final machine gun from HonorNite to close it out.
Yeah, once again, well played to both players there. And I think with that, we can head into our next set of the day. And it should be playerzero versus SoulXCross. So our 2 staff members here, playerzero, our lovely stream operator, and Soul, our commentator from earlier today.
Yeah, and so I think we've seen Soul a couple times already on the stream. I think this will be the first time we're seeing playerzero. So he's got this Giga +1 hub knuckle setup with the G code.
Yeah, I like the sound of that hub knuckle. It's a pretty interesting setup here. And especially with the G code uninstall, you're getting a lot of benefits of just, G code being a solid code overall. Especially with like Wood Dragon, Heat Dragon combo, Machine Gun 2, the static, and I believe there's adequate bugs in there in that Navicust for that static to pack in quite a bit of extra area there.
Yeah, we also see he has 5 area grabs, so he'll probably be going for some Tengu Cross and Tomahawk Cross buster plays. We even see a anti-sword, so it looks like he'll really be going for the Tengu Cross.
Yeah, Tengu Cross, definitely one of the more oppressive Balzar crosses. A lot of damage can be put out through Tengu Cross's charge shot if you lock your opponent into the back or you hold them to the front and then destroy their area so that they're just locked in place. Definitely a lot of potential things you can do there to squeeze out value Tengu Cross. And on the other side, we have seen Soul's build today previously. It is that F code with the T code SP navies. And it is packing those float shoes, but float shoes don't protect you. They let you move around on all sorts of terrain, but they don't really protect you from 5 area grabs. So we'll see what the outcome is.
Yeah, I mean, Soul does have 4 grabs of his own, and we also see he has the Z code splash with the Sanctuary and Grab Revenge. So both players actually have quite a bit of area investment here, so we'll definitely have to see who's able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and I think with that, we can head into the set.
And so we've got another double VOD. Great new transition for them.
Yeah, and we have playerzero's perspective on the left and SoulXCross's perspective on the right. And it is a rock cube field, so...
Yeah, and the other thing is, even though he has Cust Bug, it looks like playerzero isn't going for a Dust Cross here.
Yeah, it's probably owing to just exactly how much cursor is in SoulXCross's folder right there. The boosted machine gun 3s and magnums are a huge component of Soul's build, so playerzero kind of predicting early cursor chips, not going into dust.
And even without the dust, he has a turn 2 Meteor Knuckle. He also got the green invincibility. We're already seeing that playerzero luck coming into play here with the early Giga.
I feel like at this point playerzero should actually just go play the lottery. I feel like playerzero's luck is good enough for that.
Ooh, but from Soul, we do see the slow gauge come up. Ooh, no. Oh! I think that was 3 hits from the Meteor Knuckle. It was 2 or 3. 2 would be the average there. And so, yeah, we see Soul, even with those float shoes, he is stuck on that one panel because the Meteor Knuckle broke all the panels around him.
Unfortunately, playerzero doesn't have any area control this turn, so it doesn't have a way of getting up there in Tengu and punishing this erase cross from Soul, getting that extra DPS. Instead, gonna have to just throw some range chips out. Ooh, and that charged Wood Dragon with uninstall on it. Soul managing to avoid this erase, the erase man. Ooh, very close, but playerzero did not manage to step the erase tail there. But Soul does not connect with the Tomahawk Man SP, so still a pretty decent gap between these two players. Looks like playerzero camping on Life Aura here. Ooh, and waits until right after that Wind Rack. Soul still has the potential to, yeah, Soul lands the Race Tail there and destroys the Life Aura anyways, but this is still a rough situation for Soul. Oh, but that base. Unfortunately, playerzero is standing on broken panels.
Yeah, I'm surprised that playerzero didn't go for a chip-charged area grab there. That actually could have been the game if it landed.
Ooh, if this charged Bubble Star lands, it will destroy the Life Aura.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Soul is anticipating that or not, but
Oh, and it does land.
Ooh, and this Heat Dragon will be enough to put Soul down to... Oh, he avoids it.
Ooh, very good movement from Soul there.
And I'm... Ooh, but playerzero's above a hole panel right now, so unfortunately for Soul, that base wouldn't land right now unless playerzero moves off of that hole. Well, so we'll see if Soul... But that base would easily be enough to finish the game if it lands, so it looks like he's going for it. Ooh, and the Judgment. If this connects on that Spout Beast, that would also leave playerzero at 1 HP to be... And we see Soul actually going for the Beast over here.
Yeah, it looks like Soul is just thinking about throwing everything at playerzero on this round. And just hoping...
Oh, this is smart. He's bringing everything with the Beast over except for base.
Ooh, and didn't lock into Magnums just because Doubt might create more safety for playerzero against the base.
Oh, and playerzero gets a TFC on the Judgment. Ooh, and the Beast over unfortunately misses with that Fire Sword. We'll see if playerzero tries to use the Neo Vari at the end of the turn, but it would be cancelled by his Beast out ending. Yeah.
Ooh,
and he does have
unfortunate.
He does have quite a bit of defense here, but this is very close still. Soul does still have a Magnum and Machine Gun, which would be able to close it out. And playerzero might even want to consider using his own Beast over here. Oh wow, this could really go either way, but it looks like he's ready with that anti-damage.
Ooh, and yeah, that anti-damage does block the base, but there is going to be a Magnum coming through as well soon after.
The problem with the... Oh no! Oh wow, the Magnum to block the ground man. Oh no, but he gets hit by the anti-damage.
Oh, but playerzero doesn't have undershirt. He never popped the hub batch. Oh my lord. That Magnum just straight up finished playerzero from 70 HP.
Yeah, I was thinking that landing the Magnum would actually be really bad, because I would give playerzero 2 seconds of blinking, but without the undershirt, that's not an issue. It will just kill him.
Yeah, I forgot that playerzero did not pack undershirt and was relying on hub batch for it. So that was actually so close. Soul coming out clutch with the Magnum, landing that Magnum and finishing playerzero right there.
And also the Magnum before that to block the Groundman as PTFC. That was crazy as well.
Yeah, just goes to show you never give up. There is still hope, even Oh wow, and the green invulnerability, once again, Soul does manage to protect himself against this Groundman SP, so that would have been just a massive amount of damage. I believe 780 damage from Groundman SP versus SoulXCross. Just gets blocked entirely by the Life Aura.
Yeah, but also it's kind of funny with the way that with the panels the Groundman broke. Soul was actually locked out from the front at first, but now thanks to that slow gauge, he's able to get a couple of these. Ooh, he only actually got one flash hit in, but now he's going for this white pill on Tengu Man.
Ooh, looks like player zero's gonna drop their own life aura right here.
Ooh, that was not a good TFC. Because now player zero is protected from slash for this entire turn. Soul should have waited and used the Tengu after the life aura.
Ooh, Soul managing to step down and dodge to see Erase Man. But player zero does just get this full turn to just spam the Spout Cross charge shot, get a little bit of chip damage in.
Yeah, Soul actually lost way more damage from just using that Tengu Man TFC against the life aura. And now it looks like against Spout, he's okay. I was gonna say, it would be very strange for him to have gone charge in this situation. Looks like he's thinking of even staying in SoulXCross without any area here.
Yeah, that can be very dangerous against Meteor Knuckle though, so Soul will probably consider crossing out, but it's just the problem here is what do you cross into? And Soul does stay in SoulXCross here. Oh, and player zero steps the Wind Rack. So
yeah,
actually preserved the life aura.
Yeah, that happened to me against the Salad once, but this is very unfortunate for Soul. I'm not sure how he'll be able to deal with this life aura now.
Yeah, so the way Wind Rack works is it actually sends out a projectile across the whole field.
And he's going into Beast out here, but he's in Slash, so it will actually be very difficult to land even a single Beast charge here to clear out this life aura. Normally you'd want to be in Erase or even Heat. Although obviously not Heat against a Spout Cross.
Yeah, I'm not sure what other options Soul has here. They're just gonna have to go for this and hope it connects. Ooh, it does.
Wow, and it does.
So Soul does deal with that life aura. Ooh, and player zero removes the whole sanctuary with that wood dragon there.
Yeah, Soul should have probably camped just in the back column instead of moving forward like that.
Ooh, and it looks like a potential neo-variable Meteor Knuckle turn. While Soul is loading up some cursor chips here, with a white capsule thrown in.
Ooh,
oh no!
Unfortunately misses the Magnum. Oh, and he just chip charges the Invis. Oh, stay in the middle, Soul. If you get caught by that, oh, that's it. The max hit Knuckles. And so we go into the third round now. We'll see. Oh, it looks like instead of going for the color bug invincibility again, player zero might be going right for Tomahawk Cross here.
Yeah, it looks like it's... Huh, I wonder why.
And so Soul is still deciding. It looks like he's going with this turn 1 Sanctuary here, which can always be a risky play depending on if the opponent already has Element Man in their hand, or if they like are Dust and can go for Dust Beast to clear it. But and it looks like he might not be going for the slow gauge here, even against the Falzer matchup. Okay, now he's going for the Life Aura instead.
Yeah, unfortunately, Soul didn't pull their cursor chips on this first turn.
Wow, and he's not this time it's Soul just staying in a base man.
So Rush gets safely eaten by Tomahawk Cross's status guard.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting though that Tomahawk still has blind.
Ooh, Soul managing to remove that Tomahawk Cross right on the first turn. I would say not a huge loss for player 0. Tomahawk Cross is not a pivotal cross for player 0 in this matchup.
Yes, yeah, because Soul doesn't have he just has base instead of Q Force, so there's no Q Force to have the status guard against.
Ooh. So player 0 stepped up, and unfortunately Soul stepped down, so the Race Man not connecting. And here we see Holy Aura coming out of Soul. Both players here with their life auras, and nothing to deal with it on this turn, so they're both just going to stand right there in front, stop any area shifting.
Oh, and it looks like Soul's going for the erase here. He has that base, but it's interesting that Soul is still just deciding to hold on to this low gauge here.
Oh no. So that Magnum didn't connect, but this machine gun will connect and destroy the anti-damage.
Oh boy, and player 0 has the Tengu lock now. It is on holy panels, so some of the damage will be negated, but...
Ooh. Groundman SP gonna come in here, break 2 of those holy panels.
Yeah, and unfortunately Soul doesn't have his grab revenge or anything. He just has that single area grab.
Yeah, unfortunately player 0 doesn't know this and is just probably thinking, well, they got all this area, but no defense to protect the area with. Just gonna go for a heavy offensive turn with this Tengu lock.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Soul knows yet if whether or not that's the anti-sword or an anti-damage. But that is one of the big weaknesses with base. It will only hit the opponent's original 3x3 area, so if they're up in your face like that, the base isn't a threat at all until Soul can reclaim his area. So this is definitely a rough spot to be in.
Yeah, especially with the chips available to Soul on this turn. Not really any heavy hitters outside that base and not being able to use it.
Yeah, I think the one saving grace for Soul here is actually that he hasn't used that slow gauge yet, so we're still only in a normal gauge. being in a full slow gauge against this Tengu would be devastating.
Ooh, and player zero, very cheeky there, actually waiting for Soul to reclaim that area so that player zero could remove all of the holy panels.
Ooh, and Soul has the Judgment here, but I think he's gonna be immediately bubbled here.
Yeah, and one of the rough parts about playing Gregar is the fact that you don't have access to status guard. So with this incoming bubble star, you're probably just gonna have to just take the bubble and take the status.
We'll see if he can mash out the Judgment at least. Okay, he does. Oh wow!
What? Wait, that. Oh wow! Oh, all right.
7 hits.
Player zero and his criminal meteor knuckles return. I was wondering when we were going to see their return, and I guess that's, well, okay. We've talked about you know, not paying your colonel army, not paying the soldiers, and then them not showing up. I guess player zero really cut a deal with the devil there to make those meteor knuckles, all of those knuckles, come down.
Yeah, it should have been in probably around 5 hits there with Soul in the middle panel, but
yeah. YOLO Hall in Twitch chat says Duo decide that Soul lost now. Oh man, yeah, definitely. Duo was just like, all right, Soul loses now.
Yeah, I mean, Imasuka in chat raises up a great point. Soul does play a Dark Mega in 4 and 5, so he definitely deserved to get hit by all those extra meteor knuckles.
You know, that's a great point. That's just karma right there.
Yeah, exactly. Duo is just like, you know what? This guy plays Dark Mega. Let me just hit him extra few times just to make sure.
Yeah, those fists of justice raining down on Soul's dark, impure, very dirty soul. Just cleansing him from this world.
Soul in chat. Wow.
Wow. Well, that was an interesting set to say the least. Some pretty amazing play from both players there. Some really interesting interactions too, like with that Windrack life aura step for one. Again, because Windrack, the way Windrack works is it produces projectiles that sweep across the field. It is possible to step past the projectiles with stuff like a beast jump or a step sword, or in this case, just warp step. But yeah, well played to both players.
Yeah, that was definitely a very fun set to watch. So, and I think that's it for our matches today.
Yeah, that was a really, really fun match to go through, and well played to Sol. That was a lot of fun. But unfortunately, that was the final match for the stream. But don't forget, you can still sign up for Cycle 11, which will be starting tomorrow. Sign-ups end today at 10 p.m. PST. By signing up and playing a good number of matches, you can get the opportunity to join for Blood Moon as well, which is the new thing we're trying out for this Blood Moon. And before ending the stream, I want to quickly thank the people that donated to us since the last stream and during the stream happening today. Okay, so in case people haven't seen it, there is also that post that was made on what we've used the previous N1GP donations, and thank you again for everyone that donated until then. Midori donated $30 between last stream and this stream, saying meow and thank you for the donation. And then during today's stream, they donated $15, saying I'm sick as dog and can't really stick around right now, but here's 15 because I donate every stream. Good luck with matches, friends. Airspin hype. And yeah, thank you again for the donation. And then finally, Wazi ending up doing the final donation for today, donating $5, saying keep up the crazy streams, and thank you for watching, and thanks for everyone for being here. And so donations to N1GP Coffee are used to support and improve the N1GP and our events, basically. So we've also started doing commissions in the N1GP, which is basically a way to allow you to give tips to the people helping with N1GP production. And we will be expanding the list soon as well. So make sure to check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, that will mark the end of today's stream. I do want to give a shout out to everyone involved in helping make these streams happen. So giving shout out to Enduring Grey for making the double VODs, HonorNite for helping with stream preparation, and obviously Salad for making the stream layout and running the tournament. Obviously, don't want to forget about our casters either. So Neryth, SoulXCross, and Symes, thank you for doing commentary today. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, finally, a huge shout out to all of the players that joined in the tournament. And thank you everyone for watching and supporting the community. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.